In this session, you will learn how to answer 13 questions in less than 20 minutes. Before you watch the tips and techniques, please do this passage on your own. After watching the tips and techniques, do some more reading passages given at the end of the video and see whether your performance has increased because of these tips and techniques. Start doing this passage.
Please like, subscribe and share our channel. For more practice tests, please press the notifications bell.
In this session, I'll share with you some tips and techniques for the heading questions in IELTS reading section. Many people find the heading questions to be the most difficult. After you finish watching this video, the heading questions will become the easiest of all. Keep watching. In my earlier video, I suggested that you note all the keywords of the given questions before you begin to read the passage. On the contrary, when answering the heading questions, you should begin from the paragraphs. In my previous video, I explained the tips and techniques for true, false, and not given questions and fill the blank question. The first tip for heading questions is don't begin with noting the keywords of the questions when answering heading questions. Second, try to create your own heading for each paragraph. Third, when attempting the heading questions, answer another set of questions simultaneously. You know that each reading passage has 2 or 3 sets of questions. When one of the sets happens to be the heading questions, then you must note the keywords of the remaining sets of questions. As you answer the heading questions by reading each paragraph, you might come across the keywords or the answers for the remaining set or sets of questions. Thus, by reading one paragraph, you will be able to answer the heading question as well as maybe a true, false, or not given question or a fill in the blank question. This is how you should be able to answer all the questions of the passage when you answer the heading question. Now, let me show you how you can apply this approach, creating headings for paragraphs. In order to create a heading for each paragraph, you need to understand the title of the passage and the blurb. For example, in this passage, for this passage, the title is European Transport Systems between 1990 and 2010. And the blurb says what have been the trends and what are the prospects for European transport systems. The keywords in the blurb are trends and prospects. What do you mean by trends? Trends means the changes, and prospects means the future, right? The future and the change of the transport systems have been dealt with throughout the passage. Now, how would you know what is dealt with in the first paragraph? For that, look for the repeating keywords. The repeating keywords. Look at the first paragraph. The keyword might repeat as it is or as its synonym or in the form of a pronoun. Para A, the first line has vigorous economic growth, a key phrase, and efficient transport systems. These two are the key phrases or key words in the first sentence. Also, this big economic growth or this word growth repeats in the form of increase, and vigorous growth also repeats in the form of spectacular growth. Then in the growth of what? In the growth of cars. The key phrase or the key word car or car use also repeats, right? From this, we understand that the heading for para 1 sounds like this. That is, increase in car use or increase in cars. Now, let us cross-check the given headings and choose that option, that heading, which has these two key ideas. Only option 8 has the keyword that is rapid growth. And what about cars? Do you think the keyword cars and private transport are similar? Are they related? Yes, cars come under private transport. So it's like fruit and apple. Apple is a type of fruit. Similarly, car is a type of private transport. Hence, option 8 is the appropriate title for paragraph A, the first paragraph. In the first paragraph, you could also see some keywords such as technologies and requirement for transport increase. These keywords are found in question number 22. Now, come on, let us read the second sentence of para A and answer question number 22. This sentence says, although modern information technologies can reduce the demand for physical transport by facilitating teleworking and teleservices, the requirement for transport continues to increase. How is it related to question number 22? This is more or less the same. Question number 22 says the need for transport is growing despite technological developments. The essence or the meaning of both these statements is same. Hence, for question number 22, the answer is true. Here you can notice that by reading one paragraph, we could answer two questions simultaneously. This is the benefit of noting the keywords of all the questions, exceptions being the heading questions. The second paragraph starts with as far as goods transport is concerned. That means throughout this paragraph you have information about goods transport, and it says growth is due to large extent changes in the European economy and its system of production. It means the changes in the European economy and its system of production. There are some changes in the way goods are transported. And at the end, it talks about the relocation of industries and transportation of goods to kilometers away from the users, from the customers. So the best option will talk about the changes and the way goods are transported. So option 3 talks about changes affecting the distances goods may be transported. Hence, for paragraph B, the answer is option 3. The same paragraph has some more keywords which are present in question number 23. The keywords are production costs and consumers or end users. Now let us read the last sentence and compare this sentence, the meaning of this sentence, with the meaning of question number 23. So the last sentence says, this phenomenon has been emphasized by the relocation of some industries, particularly those which are labor intensive, to reduce production costs. Even though the production site is hundreds or even thousands of kilometers away from the final assembly plant or away from end users, that means the industries have moved away from the consumers. Question number 23 says, to reduce production costs, some industries have been moved closer to their relevant consumers. This is just opposite of what has been said in the para 2. Hence, the answer for question number 23 is false. Now, let us read para C. The keywords in the first sentence are economic growth expected and candidates for entry to the EU. So these keywords are further repeated. In the second sentence, it says, in 1998, some of these countries. So these countries are the candidates for entry to the EU. And the third sentence says, and although many candidate countries inherited a transport system, blah blah, that means this whole passage is about the candidate countries seeking entry to the EU. Moreover, there are some other keywords such as road haulage increased by 19.4%, rail haulage decreased by 43.5%. So some increases and decreases. That means some changes are also present. So the best option will talk about these keywords. Which option has these keywords? Can we check? Option 11, the last option, talks about transport trends, the changes in countries awaiting EU admission. Hence, for question number 16, the last option, that is 11, is the right answer. Now let us look for the keywords given in para D. In the para D, it's the fourth paragraph starts with a key phrase that is a new imperative sustainable development. Does this key phrase or key idea appear elsewhere in the para, or does it disappear? The second sentence starts with this objective. This is a pronoun. This is a pronoun. This objective is nothing but the new imperative, that is the sustainable development. So what is the meaning of imperative? Imperative means something necessary, essential, or important. So the sustainable development, this idea is also present at the end of the paragraph. It says sustainable transport system. So this keyword will be present in the heading. Now let us look at the options. Which option has sustainable, or which option has the synonym of the sustainable development? The first option says a fresh and important long-term goal. A sustainable objective and long-term goal, both are synonyms. Similarly, the keyword fresh in the first option is a synonym of new. Thus, for the fourth paragraph, the right answer is the first option. The fourth paragraph also has some more keywords which are present in question number 25. That is Gothenburg European Council. Question number 25 says, the Gothenburg European Council was set up 30 years ago. The keyword Gothenburg European Council is there in para D, but we have no information when it was set up. Hence, we could say that for question number 25, the answer is not given. Remember, we consistently apply the same approach to heading questions. We identify the repeating keywords. In the same paragraph, the keyword could appear and reappear as it is, as its synonym, or as its pronoun. You know that a pronoun comes in the place of a noun. The repeating keyword or its synonym will be present in the best option for the heading. The repeating keywords in this paragraph are the emissions of CO2. It also says that the road transport is the main culprit. It means that because of road transport, we have these CO2 emissions, greenhouse gas. So the best option must have these keywords. The fifth option talks about the environmental costs. So CO2, greenhouse gases, all these are related to our environment. And road transport is the main culprit. This is what the passage says. Hence, for para E, the answer is option 5. Paragraph E has some other keywords which are present in the last question, that is question number 26, which says by the end of this decade, CO2 emissions from transport are predicted to reach 739 billion tons. Whereas para E says that 739 billion tons was recorded in 1990. That means the given information in para E contradicts what question number 26 claims. Hence, for question number 26, the answer is false. Till now, we have seen that the road transport is responsible for environmental costs. So it has to be curbed, it has to be contained. And in paragraph G, it says the first approach would consist of focusing on road transport solely through pricing. So the main keyword here is pricing. The second sentence says this would not be this in the sense this is a pronoun. This refers to the pricing approach, the pricing part. So that means the best option should talk about pricing too. Again, in the third sentence it says in the short term it might curb the growth in road transport. Again, it refers to pricing. Pricing is being repeated. Pricing is a repeating keyword. What does pricing aim at? Pricing aims at curbing the growth in curbing road transport. Now, let us look at the options. Option 10 says restricting road use through charging policies alone. So, restricting road use and charging policies are the keywords which are present in the paragraph. Hence, for para G, the best option is the 10th option. Now let us try another paragraph. The next paragraph is H. In this paragraph also, pricing is found. But along with pricing, this paragraph talks about other modes. In the previous paragraph, it talked about solely through pricing. It is all about pricing only. And it is about curbing or restricting the growth in the roads. But in this paragraph, it talks about pricing and other modes or increasing the efficiency of other modes. And for this paragraph, the second option is the best option because it talks about charging for roads and improving other transport methods. Finally, the last paragraph talks about a series of measures, alternative modes, other modes, a shift of balance. So these are the keywords. Since you have answered most of the paragraphs, you have identified the best options for most of the paragraphs. Very few options are left. You don't need to consider those options which you have already chosen. Out of the remaining options, only the fourth paragraph has these keywords such as taking all these steps. And what about transport patterns? Transport patterns refers to the keyword that is other modes. Please note that for an option to function as the heading for a particular paragraph, every keyword in the heading must be supported by the paragraph. Just because one of the keywords of the option is present in a paragraph, the option cannot be the heading of the paragraph. Finally, one question is left, that is question number 24. It says, cars are prohibitively expensive in some EU candidate countries. We have come across the EU candidate countries in the beginning of the passage, but we have no information about the cost of cars in these countries. Hence, for question number 24, the answer is not given. Thanks for watching this video.
Please like, subscribe and share our channel. For more practice tests, please press the notifications bell. Please like, subscribe and share our channel. For more practice tests, please press the notifications bell.